Well, I got back because it was starting to get really cold. I figured I'd just mention this thing. I got the wire thing up there. Got all kinds of stuff just hanging everywhere. Live in this little apartment. These things are an absolute godsend. In fact, I've got my kettle on the kerosene stove, and I usually have that just over there. My computer's just over there, right? And I percolate. I've got this stuff where you got these filtery things. You put a couple of sugars in there, these filtery things on there, and you buy this really cheap coffee stuff. You stick a few things and just percolate. This keeps enough moisture in the air. This keeps, I keep that door closed and keep heating up this room. I swear when I go to the powder room I take that with me. Because I'm a real man. Just cooked up, see these things, I've got the actual, these are just a godsend. You know, I've actually finished all my rice, but I'm going to get some more. Now the thingy, the thing that goes in here, and you put a couple of cups of rice in the thingy, and then you've got your water levely things, and then that's all getting washed right now. Well, I pour water, and as soon as I get it done, I go and chuck water in that panny thing, and the next day the rice cleans out really easily. And you just hit that button, you put 2 cups in, put your water level, chuck it in there, hit that button, and it just does the rest, you know. Fantastic. I usually chuck this thingy with a glass thingy on one of these thingies. Fantastic. It just keeps the heat in, and then, you know, what have I got? Onions, and they might look terrible to you. Onions, rice. I do the rice and I chuck all that in there and mix it all up. And what we got here? We got eggs and shit. What did I put in there? Onions, eggs. This big lettucey stuff. I just chuck loads of that in there. This big lettucey stuff. Is that an onion bit? Some lettucey stuff there. And rice and peas, and then I put some soy in there, and then what else do I put in there? Some spicy things I've got up there. And it makes for a huge meal that'll last me a day or two, something like that. They're an absolute godsend. Instead of frying your rice and having a wok and cleaning all this shit and whatever, you just take the little panny thing over there, fill that with water, clean it up the next morning. Beautiful. You just hit that and bam. And I percolate my coffees. Sit on the internet. I'm watching Junkyard Digs right now. And this other chap fixing these cars and all that. It's fantastic because I'm into that sort of stuff. But these things are an absolute godsend. These are a godsend. Much cheaper than paying for the gas for cooking, right? And it's for bathing. It's quite expensive, but electricity's crazy cheap. Water's crazy cheap. Although I'm actually going to the park. I've got a big container out there of water. I just wheel down to the park. You'd be surprised how much water you go through. And I use it just for everything. Fill up bottles and drink that or whatever. Yeah. So that's all good. Just finding methods of how to live cheap. Rice is very cheap, providing you don't get the sort of one. Oh, I won't talk about that, but because there was a big accident a few years back over at some province. So I don't buy the rice from there, unfortunately, for those farmers and all. Yeah. So predominantly a rice meal. The only meat substance, I guess you could say. I'm not a vegetarian or anything, but that's hard to be in this country anyways. Would be the eggs, which are crazy cheap. But what I do is when I get a couple of cups of rice, and then or you can do 4 or 6 or whatever. Yeah, these come in various sizes, but for a small apartment, these are fantastic. What I do once you press that, and then when it goes to there, and you chuck the cord in, and it'll show you it's doing that. Then you hit that. And after about 10-15 minutes, depending on how much rice you got in it, it'll keep your rice warm. I just pull the plug out and just leave it, and it'll keep your your rice perfect, you know, for days, I guess. I've seen big ones keep them perfect for days, and if you keep your cord and keep it on. What I do, as soon as it goes punk and it's ready to go, I get my frozen veggies, pour them in, hit that. I'm still stirring this big pot, doing that thing with this plasticky thing, you know, and plastic ladle or whatever. I'm no cook, obviously. But the soy sauce, oh god, I've got some beautiful soy sauce stuff, and that'll just get your veggies just right, just the way you want them. Yeah, a pinch of salt here and there, and some other really groovy things, and this is how I survive through winter. It started to get really cold, I can tell you. So, cheers to you. There's my percolated coffee. What's that thing? Some kind of silvery thing around there. Yeah. Cheers to the bloke up in Iwakuni there. Clearly he's happy with what I sent him. He bought a Jingusa Samurai helmet off me just a few days ago, and bam, it's really fast in Japan. It'd be there like the next day. Sadly, in foreign lands, currently, we've got some, you know, have to deal with all that virusy stuff. That's actually a pull saw that a bloke bought off me, and he's like, it's going to take too long, and he decided against it. So, you know, I had it packed and ready to go and all that sort of stuff, and that's pull saw, November 12 pull saw number 5. It's a kick-ass saw. You'll find it. I relisted it if you want that, and go for it. Alright, I'm going to get back to watching these guys repairing cars. Yeah? Yeah, I might show you around my little apartment someday. It's not mine, I pay rent. I think I mentioned that stuff recently. But, yeah, there you go. I'm going to get tucked back into this. I've actually got some Chinesey soy sauce too, which is really yummo tasty. So, yeah, I'm going to get into that. Rice-based food, real good food, exercise. You know, I rode for, what, all up 3 hours today on a bicycle. You know, you can live like that. Yes. Might not seem the most exciting, but you live like that. This is awesome stuff, yeah? Awesome stuff. Not that sloppy crap we eat in our countries. Alright, this has got a big dent in it because I had a few too many wonky. I was a bit on the wonky juice at one stage. And I've got to clean the bloody thing up, that's for sure. I had that in my warehouse. Who cares? Yeah. Hey, man up. Put some decent food in you. Get some decent exercise. And you'll be alright. Okay, be good. And there you are.